Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new ONeill Heat Wetsuit for men. This comes in a couple different thicknesses. It comes in a 4-3 thickness as well as a 3-2 thickness. And I'm going to go through the suit and show you all the details. First of all, the suit is 100% sealed seam construction. And what that means to you is that this is, for all practical purposes, a watertight wetsuit. So we try to keep just a minimal amount of water in the suit, and we don't want water flushing into the suit through the collar, wrist, ankles, or the seams. So in the seam construction here, we have glued seams in the manufacturing process, and then after it's glued together, we have a blind stitch, which goes halfway through both pieces of neoprene, not to create pinholes in the suit. And then we have a single weld on the exterior of all the seams in the suit so that it creates a really durable seam so that the suit lasts longer, and also, again, trying to make it watertight. If you see here, when I blow air into this section of the suit, you'll notice the seams are even airtight. So we've got water that we don't want to overdraw into the suit. A couple of the features along the lines of keeping the flushing down to a minimum. We have these wrist guards. We have this fold over, and that helps prevent the suit over time, every time you stick your hand in there, from blowing this out. So we want this to always remain a nice stretch to get our hand in there, but then we want it to come around our wrist nicely each time, so water doesn't over time flush up the suit because this gets blown out. The other thing that we have here is these plasma seal, is what it's called by ONeill. It's liquid neoprene on the wrist interior. Help keep it down at your wrist in place. Also, again, prevent water from flushing up into the wrist and the seals from blowing out. Up here in the collar, we've got a roll neck collar with glide skin. So this means there's two pieces of neoprene here that glide. That's not common in most suits. This is, again, more of a high performance feature and what you're getting in the suit, and that helps prevent rashing. It also makes it more comfortable around the neck, very stretchy, and this glide skin material makes a seal between your skin and the glide skin so that, again, water doesn't overflush into the suit. Another thing I want to show you are the the ankles. If we look down here at the ankles, we have the plasma ankle. And what they've done, here's a nice detail I like. There's one section here that there's actually no plasma, and that way you can actually get your heel in there without struggling. So you get a little bit of extra stretch in that one zone, and then this just keeps it coming back so you don't blow out the ankle seams. Again, really looking at the details in this suit. On the front of the suit, you have a shark skin mesh. On the back, you have it as well. And you'll notice it's in the core body, chest, heart, kidneys in the back. This is the area that's pumping the warm blood out into your body, so we really want this to stay warmer. And how we do that is we prevent wind from penetrating the neoprene by having this type of unlaminated neoprene. And this also doesn't absorb water. It actually wicks it away. So it's water repellent and wind resistant so that we keep the chest nice and warm. On the interior of the suit, we'll take a look at also as part of keeping the chest warm. If we take a look, this is an inside-out view of the suit. We have what's called a firewall fluid flex lining laminate. This is heat retaining. Again, we're looking at it at the chest, and we're also looking at it at the back. And this is to, again, draw the heat back to the body so that you stay warm. The lines try to get the water to disperse so that you have minimal water in this area so that, again, you're staying warmer. If you look at the inside of the suit, draw your attentions to the seal. What we have here is, if you take a look at the back of the suit, you won't see the weld around this panel because it's on the interior. The same thing when you look at the front of the suit. Nice clean lines here for the chest plate. And you'll take a look here, and this is where the welding is. So there's a single fluid weld on the whole suit, and it's still glued and blind stitched. You also see the other side of the roll neck collar and the glide skin. Another thing to draw your attention to is the shape. Take a look at the contour of this suit. This is an engineered suit, engineered design, and what that means is it's anatomically cut. With an anatomically cut suit, it's really designed to cut in the 3D form so that you have minimal water pooling inside the wetsuit with you. So we're taking again and looking at all these high performance features in the suit. The Heat has minimal seams in the suit, particularly in the paddle zones. We want no seams in the shoulders, and from the wrist all the way down underneath the arm, we have 0 seams. Take a look at that, and when you're looking at a wetsuit, that's going to give you more stretch. So if you've got great high-end proprietary neoprenes that are really gummy, you want to make sure you have the same kind of cut to match the materials. Another thing we want to take a look at is these are crypto knee pads, and what that means, they're abrasion-resistant knee pads on the suit. Another thing I want to show you as well, on the back of the suit and on the side of the suit, we have this thing called S-seams, S-curve seams. Now, a lot of people don't show you this, but I want to give you a look here. When they cut the seam, you can see there's a nice little bend in it, in the suit itself, in this curve. And what happens is, if that were to be a straight line and you were to pull on it, you would already be at its maximum stretch. When it's a curve like this, and I go to stretch it, then it gets straight. What that means to you is this cut is designed to allow you to have even more stretch from the materials because of the complementary cuts in the suit. So you can take a look again. When I pull it, it turns straight, but it's an S-curve to begin with. Again, that's more engineering in the suit to work with the materials to allow you to have more stretch. In the lower lumbar of this suit, you can take a look. We don't have any stitching and no seams here. This large piece of neoprene allows you to bend and articulate naturally, and it puts no pressure on a seam so that it doesn't split over time. So this means your wetsuit will last longer. Taking a look at the zipper, because there's more details in the Heat as well. Adjustable collar and this code red zipper, which is a watertight zipper. You can take a look here. Nice piece of neoprene behind the zipper. A nice short zip, that way you have more stretch in the lower back. So you can get up in the suit and move around, especially if you're surfing. And another thing to look at is how they pad the zipper. It's padded on the inside, it's got an interior pad, and it's got an exterior pad. So if you were to lay on this even, just casually, it would also be padded along your lumbar spine on the interior and around the zipper itself. All of this is designed to minimize water flushing into an area where a lot of suits allow water to penetrate. So this zipper is fantastic. Another thing to show you here on the collar is a nice detail. There's a connecting Velcro tab when you change your in and out of your suit. So you can actually take this corner piece of Velcro and stick it down here in the corner, and now you get that whole scratchy hot mess out of the way so that it doesn't tear up the laminate on the outside of your suit, and it doesn't scratch your body, because that's really aggravating. So get this out of the way by putting it and folding it there at this feature. So this is a really high technical, wonderful suit, and if I missed any details about the ONeill Heat in the 3.2 and the 4.3, they're identical in construction. You can learn more about this Heat series on our website at pleasuresports.com.